Bertemu kembali, Malaysia kini berada dalam landasan yang betul untuk menjadi negara pengeluar sel dan panel solar berkuasa tinggi kedua terbesar di dunia menjelang 2020. Menurut Timbalan Perdana Menteri Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, keyakinan adalah berdasarkan pertumbuhan permintaan global terhadap teknologi berkenaan dan potensi pemindahan pusat pengeluaran ke negara ini dari negara yang berkuasa tinggi. Dan bagi mengetahui potensi Malaysia sebagai pengeluar solar utama dunia, bersama kita di studio ialah Datuk Rais Hussein Muhammad Arif dan Asad Sultan dari The Red Solar, iaitu sebuah anak syarikat kerajaan negeri Perak yang bertanggungjawab terhadap projek sel solar negeri itu. Hi, thank you for joining us today, Datuk.
Thank you.
And Asad. And first of all, let's talk about the project itself. You know, at what scale are we looking at, and how would that propel Malaysia to be the second solar producer in the world?
Okay. The solar cell manufacturing plant that we are actually establishing in Perak is a 100 megawatt plant on the phase 1, and using the cutting edge next generation solar technology. It has been advocated by our Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib on the new economic model where you bring in high-tech, high-value FDIs. So this is exactly what we are talking about, which brings in the high-tech, high-value from this Silicon Valley. The technology that we are talking about is no longer the chemical slicing that has been used widely among the solar manufacturing plant. We are using implanting technology, which Asad will probably explain a little bit more. Now, having said that, how it will propel, already Malaysia is home to many solar companies, big ones, and our differentiation is our cutting edge technology. What is that technology? Like I said, is different from the existing chemical slicing. Number one. Number two, cost effective. Our technology, with this technology, we use 97% less silica to produce the same amount of solar cell and panels with almost similar or better efficiency level. So suddenly the cost levels of solar cell and panel dives.
How much cost reduction are we looking at?
Okay, in terms of the biggest slice or component in the solar manufacturing plant is the silica itself. It almost contributes 60% in the overall cost structure. And can you imagine we are just using 3% of that? So it's going to be quite a significant cost, and it's going to be a game changer. So we believe that with that, it will certainly enhance Malaysia's global presence in solar. We are already producing in the 12 to 15% range, and we believe that will only grow with the time and with our technology as well.
Let's talk about this new technology, Asad. How will this new technology maybe accelerate Malaysia's aim to be the second solar cell producing country?
Well, the main benefit from this technology is that it helps achieve grid parity. So grid parity is the single most essential thing for the adoption of renewable solar, any other technologies. Grid parity is basically the comparison of energy generated from solar versus energy generated from the conventional fossil fuel technologies, coal, oil, gas. So our technology, because it uses a process that allows us to generate electricity at a much cheaper cost, at a cost basically that approaches or is at grid parity, that will certainly accelerate the aims of Malaysia and other countries that we sell this technology to accelerate solar as part of their overall energy mix.
When a huge investment is announced, people usually want to know how would this benefit the country, and of course how would this benefit the state or the place that the investment is going to be made at. So how will this benefit Malaysia and maybe the state of Perak?
Okay, coming to Malaysia on a macro perspective, obviously a huge transfer of technology, and again I said this is a cutting edge technology. This technology is not owned by anyone else except Twin Creeks, and it is backed by 600 years of PhD people who have trained so much in this field, and so that's a huge thing, transfer of technology. Obviously the other parts are the spillover economic benefits, the ancillary requirements in the state. So this overall will actually engender a huge economic growth. We are talking about 1.02 billion ringgit in the phase 1, right? Over a period of 5 years. And that is just first phase, 100 megawatt. Then we have the second phase, which is 500 megawatt. So in whole, it is going to benefit transfer technology, Don't forget employment opportunities, although I must stress, this is not the low type of what they call low technology. It's
so
a
you
high
need human
technology.
capital,
Right.
you need ideas,
huge human
technology.
capital.
Okay.
In fact, in I think February or March, we will be sending about 85 engineers to Twin Creeks in the US. Okay, in the US, we have a plant in San Jose and Boston. These are the plants on a small volume production, which is used as a catalyst to the big high volume. We are also building a 25 megawatt plant in Mississippi. And obviously Malaysia is the biggest plant, 100 megawatt, and eventually growing to 500 megawatt. So when you send these guys there to be trained completely in the technology, and most of the technology are common to every solar producers, except the two very proprietary technology, the implanting technology. That will be enhanced and requires high skills and special. So 85 Malaysians will be taken there, trained almost a year, and by the time the factory is ready, they will be sent back and to run this. I mean, that's a huge human capital advantage.
How many human capital, like high knowledge human capital, are we looking at for this first phase?
The total number of staff that we will require for the 100 megawatt plant is about 1,000. Of that, almost half will be semi-skilled, but the other half is highly skilled and highly skilled in various mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, there are a lot of things. The other important factor to mention is that this is a non-toxic solar manufacturing plant. There are some companies uses cadmium telluride and all that, which is highly toxic. In this company, none of it is toxic. So it's a very clean, very green solar manufacturing plant. So that's why we say human and green.
How do you make it cost effective and non-toxic at the same time? Because I think it's usually the debate will be it's either cost effective, but you have to at the cost of the environment, or you save on the environment but at a higher cost. How do you do that?
Actually, first of all, the material that we use is silica, polysilicon, which is widely used in conventional photovoltaic, solar panels. So we're not using any new material. As we mentioned, we're just using a lot less of that material. So there are two benefits in terms of the toxicity. First of all, as I said, silica is not toxic, so we're not using any materials that are toxic, either in the production or in the end product, either in making it or in the panels themselves. And secondly, because we're using so little of the material, we're also utilizing a lot less energy in producing that material, because making silicon or solar grade silicon is a very costly process, very energy intensive process. So by using a lot less of it, we're also much greener. The end product is much greener.
Okay, we're going to take a short break, and then after this, when we come back, we're going to discuss on how this project will complement the national green technology policy implemented by the government. Let's take a break, and then kita akan berehat sekali kembali selepas ini. Bertemu kembali, kita teruskan pada soalan seterusnya. Let's talk about how this project will complement the national green technology policy implemented by the government. Maybe Dato, you'd like to start?
Okay, the green policy or national policy that has been introduced by the government is in a step in the right direction, obviously. I think the act has just been passed, and we have the feed-in tariff has been also been introduced. One model that we should follow and we could follow, which is reasonably reflective of what is happening in Malaysia at this particular stage, because some countries like Spain, like Germany, they've been in this renewable energy front for a very long time ago. And Spain, let's take an example of Spain. Their feed-in tariff was 3 to 4 times against the normal tariff price. That actually provided an incentive for the people to actually partake in the renewable energy trust. Solar, hydro, this and that. Now we all know solar is one of the easiest way to participate in the renewable energy front. Coming to Malaysia, what we hope to do is to drive down the cost to the there is a traditional misconception that solar is expensive and all that. Now, as we pointed out earlier, due to the technology breakthrough, we managed to bring down the cost significantly. So when the price actually hits the market, when the product hits the market, then people will think, and there will be a new, it's a game changer. It's going to be a new price, very competitive, and that will enable propelling our renewable energy trust faster. So that's why I usually say everyone can solar at that point in time. Yeah?
So, but do you think it would be that easy to maybe change minds of Malaysians to go for more renewable energy-based lifestyle with the implementation of this project?
Well, changing lifestyle and changing is always a starting point.
Yeah.
And if we say that there is no resistance to the change, that cannot be true as well. I think more interactions with the public, explaining the good things about renewable energy, the benefits of renewable energy, solar included, will eventually make them go to renewable energy, because this world is ours. This is the mother nature. Sun is free. Sun is available 24/7 throughout the world, not at one location, right? Sun is there. So when the mother nature is providing the power, why don't we harness it? Rather than being so addicted to fossil fuel and other method where there's a lot of complexities involved. Waste management, for instance, and all that.
Spoken like a true solar cell producer. Let's talk.